tantrum was inevitable. The moment Trump didn't get his hands on the Nobel Peace Prize, you could almost hear the ego cracking. From Mar-a-Lago to Moscow. What followed wasn't just embarrassment. It was a full-blown meltdown on live television. A man who's never known peace, raging about not being crowned as global symbol. And just when you think it couldn't get more absurd, he thanks Vladimir Putin for the endorsement. Yes, that Putin. You can't make this up.
The Nobel Peace Prize was announced this morning. Your thoughts?
Which one?
The Nobel Peace Prize. Your thoughts?
Look, including a very big one, and I'm not sure, when you say big, it's certainly, I think, to the mind of most, the most important deal ever made in terms of peace. But the one we just signed, it's been signed, sealed, and it's going to start taking place now. It's already started. Monday's going to be a very big day when the hostages come back. But I made 8 deals, transactions of wars. One was 31 years going on. 10 million people were killed. One was 34 years. One was 36, 37. One was 10. One was just starting. 2 were just starting, actually, but they were well on their way. In the case of India and Pakistan, 7 planes were shot down. It was a bad one.
You know, this is serious, and it's all very concerning when Trump speaks. It's all very concerning, but I can't help but laugh. Like, what on earth is he talking about? He's still running with this lie that he ended 7 or 8 wars. If you asked anyone in Trump's administration, including him, to name those wars, they'd probably throw you in jail or find an indictment for being mean to the president. His initial response was just so pathetic. He goes, which one? As if he hasn't been openly campaigning for the Nobel Peace Prize. He's so offended, so childish, that he couldn't even congratulate the winner. Instead, he had to rattle off some so-called accomplishments and pretend he didn't know what the award was. But it gets worse, if you can believe it. He said the winner, by the way, her name is Maria Corina Machado. Instead of saying her name, he just said the winner, or the person who called me, got the Nobel Prize and said, "I'm accepting this in honor of you." Trump just made that up on the spot. Let's be clear about what this is. Nonetheless, I'm going to show you his fictional story. Take a look.
The person who actually got the Nobel Prize called me and said, "I'm accepting this in honor of you because you really deserved it." That a very nice thing to do. I didn't say then give it to me though. I think she might have. She was very nice, and I've been helping her along the way. They need a lot of help in Venezuela. It's a basic disaster. So, and you could also say it was given out for 24, and I was running for office in 24. All
oh my God,
the transactions that we did in terms of closing. But
you can just tell from what he's saying and his voice that he's deeply depressed about not winning this award. He's trying to come up with any justification. Oh, I was campaigning in 2024. It doesn't account for my accomplishments. She called me, said I deserved it. Utter nonsense. This is a fragile man with a fragile ego. It's so gross how he's talking. So pathetic. Members of his administration have to fake laugh, because if they don't, they'll get thrown out. This is real dictator stuff, cartoonishly dictator-like. Let's correct the story here and set the record straight. Journalist Jeffrey Evan Gold said that's not what she said. The winner, Maria Corina Machado, is a smart and selfless lady. No way does having Trump resent her help her people. She said, "We are on the threshold of victory, and today, more than ever, we count on Trump, the people of the United States, the peoples of Latin America, and the democratic nations of the world as our principal allies to achieve freedom and democracy. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to Trump for his decisive support for our cause." She's not saying he deserved it. She's not saying the award should be his. As Jeffrey said, she's a smart, savvy political lady who knows flattery is the best medicine for Trump. If she says anything less, Trump will revoke any support he gave her and the people of Venezuela and claim they're run by Antifa or something. But I also want to show you this viral clip, which I think is so funny. The Nobel chair was asked earlier today why Trump didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize, despite all his campaigning and pressure on the committee. The chair essentially said, the award only goes to people of courage and integrity. You've got to see this clip. It's so well said.
Repeatedly said he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and he'd like to have it. He even said that it would be an insult to the United States if he doesn't get it. What does as a chairman of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee think of this, and how has this campaign-like activity by the president and his supporters, domestically and internationally, affected the deliberations and the thinking in the committee?
In the long history of the Nobel Peace Prize, I think this committee have seen any type of campaign, media attention. We receive thousands and thousands of letters every year of people wanting to say what for them leads to peace. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room is filled with both courage and integrity. So we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel.
That's the political way of saying, no way in hell is Donald Trump getting this award. He said it much nicer than I would have. Good on him. But you know, they sit in a room, they decide. And the fact that we even have to talk about Trump campaigning for this award is so gross. It speaks to the dysfunctional nature of our politics right now, where the president is more focused on winning awards than achieving peace or helping the people of the United States. He's just so focused on other things. And don't let Trump know that Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz were co-signers on the letter nominating Maria Corina Machado for the Nobel Peace Prize. Because if he found out, and you brought this to your MAGA family members, Trump's administration might fire these people. Honestly, if Trump learned this news, it wouldn't surprise me if he went on Truth Social and called Marco Rubio and Mike Waltz traitors to the administration and the United States. The final thing I want to show you is the right way the media should cover this story. This is from Time magazine. Their headline right now: Trump loses Nobel Peace Prize he shamelessly campaigned for. That's a headline. Thank you, Time magazine, for covering this correctly. I've seen some media outlets, especially conservative ones, saying Trump was a runner-up for the Nobel Peace Prize. Give me a break. This guy was nowhere near this award, nor should he ever be, given his long history of bombing countries around the world, bombing boats near Venezuela, and all his failed military campaigns. So look, I had to show you these clips of Trump having a very clear meltdown, a temper tantrum you might call it, over not winning the award. I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. It truly means the world. Make sure to subscribe to the channel below. It goes a long way. Drop a like, comment. Let me know what you think about the story. As I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.